This is a Zebra Midge that we're going to tie. This is the easiest fly to tie, in my opinion, and it's one you should do in the beginning to get some of the reps down, to feel confident. And you should do this one because you can tie it as a newbie and fish it almost immediately. And I really like these because you can vary the color of the bead, you can vary the color of the thread, you can vary the color of the wire, and all sorts of variations, and get a completely different effect. This one's a size 16, but let's show you how to tie it. Copper agrees. Okay, so I'm going to start this. This is a, where'd my hook box go? This is a Komodo 2457 in 16. You can tie these in 18, 20s, 14s at the biggest. Most commonly I fish these at 16. So start with that hook. That is a 2.5 bead, and as I said in the intro, you can mess with the beads, you can mess with the color, you can mess with the thread. We're going to use small wire and Nano silk in red for our thread. So just want to start my thread base up towards the hook, or up towards the bead, and then I'm going to take, let's trim off that tag end. I'm going to take my wire, and I'm actually going to stuff my wire up into the bead because when I anchor that down, it actually helps lock the bead down in the end. And then notice how my thread is flat. We want to keep that thread flat because we want this body to be nice and slender. We come back to the bend of the hook and then wrap forward all the way to the eye. And this thread is very small, so if you want this to be thin, you can stop there and and then run the wire. But I'm going to do one more layer just so it retains that color just a little bit better. So down, and notice how I'm angling my thread so I'm not hitting the barb, or excuse me, hitting the hook. Then there's the dog again, all the way forward. And then I'm going to counter wrap the wire. So we're going to go the opposite direction of the thread. We're going to space those out nice and evenly so we get about 4 or 5 good wraps on there to make a body that looks segmented. And then come in here and lock down that tag, pull that off. And you see I kind of lost that last one, so that was on me. Not the perfect tie, but it is what it is. Then a few wraps here of thread just to make sure that bead is nice and tight, and it is. Now, 2 things you can do right here. You can super glue along the length of it, then whip finish it. I'm going to use solar UV cement on this one. This is a thin loon product, so I'm just going to give it a little dab right there and then just kind of spread that back. That'll make that fly dang near indestructible. And then I'll whip finish it and we're done. My phone's so close to my thing, it's hard to do the whip finisher. And just a couple of turns of the whip finisher. And we're going to hit it with some UV. And that is how easy a Zebra Midge is.